4 News starts now with a breaking news alert.
And that breaking news here off the top at 5 o'clock. Police are investigating a shooting outside a high school in Redford Township.
This is where it happened around 2:45 this afternoon at Thurston High School. That's in the area of I-96 and Inkster Road. Let's take a live look outside at the scene where it is still very active. As you can see, we see some police cruisers alongside that bus in front of the school. Here's what we just learned from police. A student was hit inside of a school bus. They were taken to the hospital, we're told, in stable condition. A gun has been recovered at the scene here. No word yet on the possible shooter. We'll, of course, have an update on this breaking news as soon as that comes into the newsroom. Now to our other top story here at 5. The Dearborn Police Department has been hit with a lawsuit claiming sexual misconduct by a former sergeant.
That's right. 2 officers are coming forward saying they were victims of sexual harassment when that sergeant was their supervisor. Erica Erickson joins us live. And Erica, their attorney says the department protected those officers.
Yes, and we're not just talking about allegations of sexual harassment here. We're talking about allegations of sexual assault. And Michigan State Police say they're now investigating for possible criminal charges here.
Defendant coerced, sexually harassed, and sexually assaulted a plaintiff.
The accusations disturbing enough, but what's even more, some say.
The idea that Dearborn Heights would be investigating itself for its own sicko misconduct doesn't make any sense to me.
That's attorney John Marco on behalf of 2 Dearborn Heights police officers he says struggling with trauma, humiliation, and more after working for former sergeant and union president Jordan Dotter from 2021 to 2022.
A lot of these horrible things, these sexual acts occurred at work, in the basement, in the superior's office at work.
In a lawsuit filed this week against the department, the city, and that ex-sergeant, it's alleged that
Defendant took advantage of his superior position.
Officer Maxwell Bearden accusing his superior of demanding nude photos and sharing pictures of his genitals over text and Snapchat, then forcing him to perform oral sex, sexually assaulting him, even recording it.
Located on the premises of defendant Dearborn Heights Police Department, as well as other locations.
Similar allegations from Officer Hashim Zryan, also accusing the ex-sergeant of falsifying documents and threatening their jobs.
And threatened him by stating, if anybody finds out about this, I will make your life hell.
According to the suit, Zryan suspended at one point, Bearden now on administrative leave for mental health reasons.
I think that the investigation is a joke and that it wasn't handled appropriately. This should have been done by an outside agency or an outside authority, such as the Michigan State Police initially.
Sources with Dearborn Heights Police say back in 2023, the officers involved were not forthcoming with information. The chief taking over in 2025 went on to say they now ask the Michigan State Police to head the investigation, and the sergeant has not been employed by the department since 2023. But one of the officers stating here that he knows of 10 other colleagues allegedly harassed by the same sergeant who is now working for the Ann Arbor Police Department.
There's many more who have expressed to us similar stories, and we expect by the end of the week there's going to be even more involved.
Now, we reached out to the city, the mayor of Dearborn Heights, and we have not heard back yet. We also reached out to Ann Arbor Police. We originally were told no comment, but we are now told they are working to prepare a statement for us. Reporting live in Dearborn Heights, Erica Erickson, back to you.
A lot to this story. Okay, Erica, thank you.
At the Vatican today, cardinals from around the world, including Detroit native Cardinal Joseph Tobin, began the process of choosing the next pope. Now, after the first vote, black smoke rose from the chimney, signaling that no pope has been elected. NBC's Jay Gray has the latest from Vatican City.
Well, good evening. After more than 3 hours locked behind the doors of the Sistine Chapel, we now know that there will be no announcement of a new pope. Black smoke spewing from the chimney atop the Sistine Chapel, a sign that the cardinal electors have not come to a decision on who will lead the Catholic faith. They will go back to their dorms here at the Vatican, spend some time talking and having dinner. Obviously, it was a long session, again, over 3 hours where they were voting. This is the first vote of this conclave. It starts again tomorrow in the morning, 2 votes in the morning, a break if there's no decision, and 2 more votes in the afternoon, and that pattern repeats until they have a 2/3 majority and elect a new leader of the Catholic Church. So that's the very latest right now from here at the Vatican. Again, black smoke, no election of the Pope this evening. They'll start again tomorrow. Back to you.
All right, Jay, thank you. Scan the QR code on your screen. That will take you to our live camera for when the Cardinals announce the results of their vote. Here's what's in store for tomorrow. Votes will happen starting at 4:30 in the morning, then 6, 11:30, and finally 1 in the afternoon. Votes will be cast at the same time during the following days if it goes that long. The Cardinals will cast 4 votes daily, but we do expect to see only 2 smoke signals as ballots from each session are burned together if no pope is elected.
There is still no verdict in the trial of the former Grand Rapids police officer charged in the death of Patrick Lioya. Tuesday, they couldn't reach a verdict, and the judge told them to keep deliberating. Jacqueline Francis has been following the trial since the beginning, and she joins us live. Jacqueline?
Kimberly, we have hit the 20-hour mark. Over the past 3 days, the jury has deliberated for about 20 hours and still no verdict has been reached. Yesterday, the jury came back and said they were deadlocked, but the judge told them to keep going. Outside the courthouse, the anticipation is building with supporters on both sides of the case. You have supporters of the former officer as well as activists with Justice for Patrick signs. In the deliberation room, the jury has 3 options. They can find Christopher Schur guilty of second-degree murder, guilty of voluntary manslaughter, or not guilty. The jury was just sent home for the day. They will be back first thing in the morning to continue deliberations.
And we will be following it. Jacqueline, thank you. When a verdict is reached, we'll stream it live on Local 4 Plus and click on Detroit.com. Well, you now need a real ID or a passport to get on a plane to fly domestically.
The requirement is now in effect for Americans to have the specific form of identification marked by a star in the upper right corner. That's how you know you have it. Officials say if you don't have a real ID or another accepted form of identification, like a passport, you will be able to fly. You still will be able to fly domestically. However, a traveler will have to be prepared to go through additional screening. Tonight at 5:30, we'll go inside Detroit Metro with a closer look at how things went on for day 1 and what you need to know before your next trip. Live look here at Little Caesars Arena in downtown Detroit tonight. After an historic turnaround season, the Pistons president Trajan Langdon says he is focused on the future, of course. He talked to the media this morning after a disappointing series loss to the Knicks in the first round.
That's right. Hobie is here now, and Langdon kind of described his mindset heading into a big offseason.
Yeah, free agent acquisition's a big question, but he did say we will make the right move at the right time for this team. Well, the Pistons season came to an end less than a week ago, but it's a year that in many ways feels like a new start for the franchise. And while today was a chance to reflect, it was more about how this team can regroup to do even more next year. In the wake of a 14-win season, this franchise woke up an entire city of basketball fans, winning 30 more games this year compared to last season, while also winning some playoff games. Trajan Langdon said a big reason for this team's success is players buying into their 3rd head coach in 3 years. He's proud of what they did, but also knows there is more to be done moving forward.
I think what we set out to do from an environmental and a cultural standpoint, we were able to do, which is great, especially in year 1. A lot of times that takes time, and look, I know culture is a word that's used a lot, and it's not something that's built. You have to sustain it, and so we know we're in a good place with it, but we have to continue to work and strive to keep it where it is and make it even better.
And you saw the star player right there, Cade Cunningham, of course. Langdon said that he had an incredible season.
Sure did.
But now the biggest thing for him is to train at an elite level to get ready for playoff basketball, maybe the 2nd round, and not just trying to play 45 games like it has been in the past in his career.
Yeah, we'll see. Okay. Hobie, thank you.
All right, let's get a check on the forecast right now, starting off with a live look at the Detroit riverfront on what's been described as a milder Wednesday across Metro Detroit, but really just a nice day. We saw the sunshine out there, pretty gorgeous at times. Let's check in with meteorologist Ron Hilliard.
Ty, Kimberly, it is absolutely stunning out there. Beautiful conditions. We have the sunshine. It is warm out there after the rain and cool temperatures that we had yesterday. They're relatively cool. Well, we have another cool down coming. This warm up has been very brief. Here's a look into Ann Arbor right now. The temperatures across the region in most spots in the 70s, with 76 in Ann Arbor. On the east side of Detroit, 74, Lapeer, 64, Monroe, 72 degrees. Now, What we are seeing, though, as you go into the thumb at Port Huron, it is cooler. We've been struggling with those temperatures, a lot chillier. We've been in the 60s and 50s. As you go into the thumb, here's a little bit of that cloud cover that is not interrupting that sunshine that we have. It is absolutely gorgeous out there. Now, here in Metro Detroit, one of the things that we will have the potential for, though, is some rain showers overnight. There's a front that is draped across the Midwest. That front is going to give us a chance of a couple of showers. So if you're heading out this evening, it is very nice out there. We're going to be falling down into the 60s. A couple of showers overnight. Otherwise, the cool down comes tomorrow. I'll tell you just how cool it gets coming up.